Hi everyone, welcome to SJ Infinity Maths. Now we are going to solve the remaining 6 questions of question number 4, that is from exercise 1.5. When we complete these questions, our exercise will get over here and our chapter is also getting done here. So in the next video, we will be taking up Maths 1, that is the second chapter of Maths 1, matrices, which is a very interesting topic to study. Okay. Now let us start with our question number 7. The seventh question is y equal to sine ax plus b. This question is similar to question number 6 done in the previous video. There it was cos, here it is sine. It is a composite function. We know how to differentiate a composite function. Let us differentiate sine with respect to x 3 times and maintain the pattern sine all over. Okay, so dy by dx will be derivative of sine x is cos x. So cos ax plus b into the derivative of ax plus b, that is nothing but a. So we have a cos ax plus b. But to follow the pattern we need sine. So this is cos ax plus b. We know that sine pi by 2 plus theta is cos theta. Therefore in place of cos ax plus b we can write sine pi by 2 plus ax plus b. That is a sine pi by 2 plus ax plus b. Okay. So answer is done now. Let this be equation number 1. So we have calculated dy by dx. So this is our equation number 1. Now calculate the second order derivative. Differentiate with respect to x. Therefore d square y upon dx square is equal to a will be as it is. Okay, we will be differentiating this, that is a cos ax plus b, not this. Okay, please keep in mind. So a cos ax plus b is a into derivative of cos is minus sine ax plus b into a, which is equal to minus a square sine ax plus b. Okay, after finding the third order derivative, we'll simplify this. Again differentiate with respect to x. Therefore d cube y upon dx cube is equal to minus a square as it is. Derivative of sine ax plus b is cos ax plus b into a, which is equal to minus a cube cos ax plus b. Now let us convert this. We have a minus sign over here, but we require only positive terms. So a square minus a square sine. Since the first one was pi by 2, this should be 2 pi by 2. 2 pi by 2 plus ax plus b. We know that 2 pi by 2 is pi. Pi is your third quadrant. In third quadrant, sign is negative. So minus into minus will become positive. So this is a square sine 2 pi by 2 plus ax plus b. This is equation number 2. Now similarly rearrange this, that is similarly change it into sine. This is minus a cube. This will be sine 3 pi by 2 plus ax plus b. First it was pi by 2, then 2 pi by 2, now it will be 3 pi by 2. 3 pi by 2 is your fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, sign is again negative. So this will become positive. So this is equal to a cube sine 3 pi by 2 plus ax plus b. Now we can calculate our nth order derivative. Therefore, d raised to ny dx raised to n equal to, since we have a cube, here a square and here a, that is a raised to 1, it will be a raised to n sine, and this 3 we have here it is 2, here it is 1, so that is n pi by 2 plus ax plus b. Yes, this is the answer for question number 7. Okay, if you understand question number 6 perfectly, then question number 7 you can solve it in minutes. Okay, now we can move on to the next question. You see the question number 9 and 10. We have already solved this type of question. That is, question number 9 is similar to question number 5 and question number y is similar to question number 2. Question number 5 is a general form. In place of ax plus b, they have given 2x plus 3. So the minus 1 raised to n minus 1 and n minus 1 factorial are as it is. In place of a, we have to put 2, that is 2 raised to n divided by 2x plus 3 raised to n. All the steps are similar to question number 5. Okay, please go through it and solve it yourself. Similarly, question number 10 is similar to question number 2. Here it was 1 by x, here it is 1 upon 3x minus 5. Only an extra term will be added, that is the 3, because derivative of 3x is 3, that will become 3 raised to n. Otherwise, everything will be same. In place of x, we have to write 3x minus 5 raised to n plus 1. Okay, try both the problems yourself. Now we will move on to question number 11. Okay, see the question number 11. We have y equal to e power ax into cos bx plus c. It is a product term. We have to use u into v rule over here. Let us start with dy by dx. dy by dx is equal to e power ax into derivative of cos bx plus c will be b minus sin bx plus c plus cos bx plus c into derivative of e power ax will be a into e raised to ax. Now take e raised to ax common. So this will become cos bx plus c minus a cos bx plus c minus b sin bx plus c. See, in this step we are going to multiply and divide by root of a square plus b square. Root of a square plus b square. This is common for both. So a cos bx plus c upon root a square plus b square minus b sin bx plus c upon root a square plus b square. See, we have multiplied with root a square plus b square and divided by root a square plus b square to get a formula. That is, in place of a by root a square plus b square, we are going to put cos alpha, and b by root a square plus b square, we are going to put sin alpha. So this becomes cos bx plus c plus alpha. So this is just for the simplification purpose, because with this we cannot find our d power ny upon dx raised to n. This will become very easier for us. So let a by root a square plus b square is equal to cos alpha and b by root a square plus b square is equal to sin alpha. Okay, we have already solved this type of problem, but there some numbers were given. Here it is a general form. Therefore, sin alpha upon cos alpha will be, this root a square plus b square will get cancelled. We will get b by a, that is tan alpha equal to b by a. Therefore, alpha equal to tan tan inverse b by a. Okay. This is required for our simplification. Now this is equal to e raised to ax into root a square plus b square. This is cos alpha cos bx plus c minus sin alpha sin bx plus c. And we are going to write this term as a square plus b square raised to half. This e raised to ax a square plus b square raised to half, and this is cos bx plus c plus alpha, that is 1 alpha. This is equation number 1. Now calculate d square y upon dx square. Okay, you have to calculate in the similar pattern, then you will get e raised to ax a square plus b square. In place of 1 by 2, it will be 2 by 2 cos bx plus c plus 2 alpha. This is equation number 2. So you can solve like this, or you can write directly from dy by dx. Now let us write d cube y upon dx cube. D cube y upon dx cube. This will be e raised to ax a square plus b square raised to 3 by 2 cos bx plus c plus 3 alpha. Okay. The power will go on increasing from 1 to n. Now we can calculate d raised to ny upon dx raised to n. Therefore d raised to ny upon dx raised to n is equal to e raised to ax into a square plus b square raised to n by 2 cos bx plus c plus n alpha. In place of alpha we can write tan inverse b by a. So this is e raised to ax into a square plus b square raised to n by 2 cos bx plus c plus n times tan inverse b by a. Okay, so this completes our question number 11 here. Okay, first we have calculated dy by dx, then we have multiplied with root a square plus b square and divided by the same. Then after simplification, we got this as our equation number 1 and equation 2, equation 3. Using these 3 equations, we have calculated our nth derivative, and here is our answer. Now the last question of this, question number 4. Okay, now the question number 12 is y equal to e power 8x into cos 6x plus 7. This is for your self practice because this question is similar to question number 11. See, in place of a we have 8, in place of b we have 6. A is 8, b is 6 and c is 7. Okay, the answer is very much similar. See, e power 8x into 8 square plus 6 square, that is 8 square is 64, 6 square is 36. When we take square root of 64 plus 36, it will be 10. That is root of 100 is 10. That is 10 raised to n. And here n by 2 will not come because we have taken the square root of 100 as 10. And cos bx plus c, that is 6x plus 7 plus n, we don't know what is our n. Tan inverse 3 by 4, that is b by a. 6 by 8 will be 3 by 4. Okay. So question number 12, you can solve it yourself. Here we complete our question number 4 of exercise 1.5. So all the questions are done here. So hope you understood all the problems solved in today's class. Here we completed our chapter number 1, that is differentiation. In the coming lectures, we will be solving more chapters of mathematics, that is our Max 1 and Max 2. Do connected with us and like, share and subscribe our channel for more videos. If you have any doubt, please put it in the comment box. I will help you out. So that's it for today. We'll meet you in the next video with our new chapter, matrices. Until then, take care and bye bye.